reporting, therefore the perspective that a lot of people have about the South Side is that it's this dangerous, dark place and nothing grows there. Like it's full of thorns and weeds and scorched earth. When in reality, there is so much beauty on the South Side. My name is Miranda Ploss. Chatham is a cornerstone of who I am. There's a plethora of things that you can actually do in Chatham that people may not see on the surface, but if you've been there for a while, you kind of figure out the lay of the land. Harold's, like getting some Harold's was a treat. The reason that I chose them as the best, not just because they have the best chicken in the city, they didn't let obstacles that would have shut them down stop them. And there's so many businesses that I grew up with, mom and pop shops, grocery stores, florists, cleaners, that were these pillars of the community. And their businesses aren't open anymore. They didn't survive. When I found out that was open, I was like, whew, okay. And even to the aspect of having a legacy and having people up under you to run and continue that legacy, but that's just an important story. You know, that is a legacy, that is a triumph, that is something to aspire to, that is inspiration, that is hope for young entrepreneurs to stick it out and keep going. And that's really what my expression was in writing that as one of my best. I had a clear vision from start to finish of what I wanted to do, because essentially this whole piece is an ode to Chatham. It's an ode to Greater Grand Crossing. It's an ode to the neighborhood that I love so much, that is near and dear to my heart. And I think that's really what carried me through, is the love that I have and the passion and the vision that I had.
My name is Phan, and I'm the captain for the Chinatown neighborhood for this year's Ploss. I live in Bridgeport, but Chinatown is just a stone's throw away. I was really interested in making sure that stories of the people who live here are featured and not just people who visit. I wanted to be able to create the stories that I wanted to read. One of my favorite bests is Best CTA Welcome Sign. I just think that the CTA welcome sign at the Chinatown Red Line Station is very unique. It's a ceramic mural and it's very beautiful, and it features the Chinese character for luck. But if you are not fluent in Chinese, you may not realize that the character is upside down. And if you're not familiar with Chinese culture, you may not understand why that is. It seems very strange. I really like how the author took this interesting piece of trivia and gave it some thought-provoking perspective. Writing even just like this 500 word document, me and the other writers were able to speak with people and write stories about them and get closer to the community in a way we otherwise wouldn't have. What I want people to really take away from this issue is to see Chinatown not so much as a destination, but really as a place where people live, where they experience a lot of very personal history, where they create memories, and where people grow and change.
My name is Cristina Puzio, and I am a resident of Pilsen. I was born and raised in Pilsen. I've never really written for a newspaper or anything like that before, but I remember I was told that I can just be authentic and just to write kind of what I felt, and I was asked to be a captain. I remember writing a poem about a year ago, 2 years ago, about 18th Street and growing up as a little girl at 18th Street. So I said I'm going to use that poem, and then I'm going to interview some people from the community and kind of just remind people of how the people in the community also hold a lot of significance in Pilsen. In Pilsen, there isn't as many tortillerias anymore, so Popocatépetl, I feel, has been there the longest. So I wanted to feature them. Not only do they make tortillas, but they also try to get involved, right, with what things are what's happening, right? The current events, and because they always do murals like on their side wall forever. They've always had different murals, and it always connects to like the Mexican culture, and it reminds me of growing up in Pilsen too. Pilsen is a living, breathing community despite all the struggles and obstacles and problems. Like, we genuinely love to be there. We want to stick around. As much as we see changes, we just want to build community. I think it's important to continue to speak up for the community and like to share what the community has.
There is vibrancy and life on the South Side, and I just want people to know that people live on the South Side, and they don't just live, they live. They're enjoying themselves. They're raising children. They're starting businesses. They have flourishing businesses. There is community. There is hope. There is prosperity. I want that to be known. I want that to be understood, overstood, more than the crime, more than the tragedy, because there's tragedy everywhere. But there's beauty here, and people need to know that.